Hey guys, I'm Daniel and today I'm going to tell you exactly why is that I think that the 2020 Kia Telluride is a better option for a family hauler than the Chevy Tahoe. But before I jump into that, let's make something clear. If you're looking to tow anything north of 5,000 pounds, the Chevy Tahoe is going to have to be the vehicle for you in between those two. Unfortunately, the Kia Telluride only offers a capacity of 5,000 pounds. It does have a very cool towing package, which you can get for $795. It gives you the tow hitch, the wiring harness, and a very cool self-leveling rear suspension, but still, nonetheless, you're limited to 5,000 pounds only.
Now, the first reason why I think that the 2020 Kia Telluride is a better option is interior. Unfortunately, don't let the exterior size of the Tahoe fool you, which is the vehicle where I'm at right now. Doesn't really feel all that much bigger than the 2020 Kia Telluride. Yes, it is big, and yes, I do have some space, but unfortunately, it doesn't feel that much bigger. And the other problem that I have with this thing is this cup holder cover thing. Do you hear that? Do you hear how that sounds? Yeah, that's a problem. That doesn't sound very nice, unfortunately. And I mean, the interior is nice. You have some leather stitching. The steering wheel is very good. The steering is also very light. It feels nice, but it just doesn't feel $20,000 nicer than the 2020 Kia Telluride, unfortunately. Now, jumping in the second row of the Chevy Tahoe, the other disadvantage that it has compared to the 2020 Kia Telluride, especially if you go with the SX with the Prestige package, is one, the seats back here are only heated. The seats on the Prestige package SX Telluride are heated and cooled. So your second row passengers are going to be far more comfortable than they would be here on the Chevy Tahoe. Now, the other problem with this Chevy Tahoe is the seats, you cannot adjust them back and forth. They're just in the position that they are, so that gives the third problem and the other reason why I think that the Telluride is better than the Chevy Tahoe, and that is the third row.
Now let's see how easy it is for a 250-pound, 6-foot tall South American to jump in the third row of a Chevy Tahoe. I think that the first thing that I'm gonna have to do is press this button right here. The seat folds, then I pull this latch, put it against the first seat, and jump right back. It's not that hard, but it's certainly a two-step process to just get the seat out of your way. Then I get out. It's not horrible, but it's not the easiest thing to do either.
Now, the other problem with this is the space in the third row is just horrible. It's awful. You can barely fit here. It's horrible. I can barely fit. My feet are bigger than the space that there is between the third row and the second row. And since this second row doesn't adjust back and forth, well, this is all the space I have. And I have to tell you, even for a short trip, it would be terrible to have to ride back here. That's not the case in the 2020 Kia Telluride.
Now, as if that wasn't enough, the other problem is the space behind the third row. There isn't pretty much any compared to the 2020 Kia Telluride. You would think that the Tahoe being that much bigger from the outside would be that much bigger on the inside. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And even when you open this cover right here, you might be lucky if you have maybe 10 inches on the length and maybe wide. It doesn't really go all that deep, and it's maybe 5 inches deep, I think. Now, I do have to say that the Chevy Tahoe has these buttons right here so you can fold and unfold your back seats, but I also think that's part of the reason why the space on the Chevy Tahoe is so far less compared to the 2020 Kia Telluride. All those motors most likely take quite a bit of a space, and that's why on the third row, if someone my size, and I'm 6 feet tall, 250 pounds, is not going to fit all that comfortably, unfortunately. Now, another area where the Chevy Tahoe loses this battle is fuel economy. At 14 miles per gallon city, 23 highway is not compared to the 20 miles per gallon city, 26 highway of the 2020 Kia Telluride. I'm sure that is due to the 6.2 liter V8 that produces 420 horsepower, which is quite a bit more than the 3.8 V6 on the 2020 Kia Telluride that only produces 291. but still, if you're just planning on hauling your family around, you want the fuel economy, and the Kia Telluride is a better one. Now, being on the driver's seat of a 2020 Kia Telluride certainly feels nice. You have a ton of features that are to the reach of your hand. You have heated and cooled seats, smart cruise control with stop and go, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, and now Kia has this very cool feature that allows you to see what's right next to you, just like Honda does it, but Kia actually does it on both sides. Now, that feature is only available on the SX Telluride and the SX with the Prestige package, but still the fact that it is available is pretty nice. And remember, this 2020 Kia Telluride is about $25,000 cheaper than what that 2018 Chevy Tahoe was when it was brand new. So do I think that the 2020 Kia Telluride is $20,000 less of a vehicle than the Chevy Tahoe? Absolutely not. The materials are nice, the space inside the car is really nice as well. You get a ton of features, especially safety features. There is not a safety feature that I can think of that you're missing. 360-degree camera, the smart cruise control with the stop and go. You also have an autonomous emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, parking sensors front and back. What else can you think about? So while having all of this, I really don't think that the Chevy Tahoe is that much better than a 2020 Kia Telluride for you to spend $24,000, $25,000 more on one of those. Now let's talk about space and comfort on the 2020 Kia Telluride. The Kia Telluride is way more versatile than the Chevy Tahoe for one simple reason. The second row, you can actually slide back and forth. Now currently, this seat is all the way back, doesn't go any farther back than what it is right now. So if I really wanted to, I can put the seat a little closer. My knees are still kind of not touching. It's a little tight, but I'm not uncomfortable. My knees are just fine. And the person behind me would have some space. Actually, when we first got one of those into the dealership where I'm currently working at, I took one of those, I put the driver's seat where I would normally drive, I put the second row where I still had a little bit of a space, and then I hopped in the third row, and I still had pretty decent space back there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say that I have all the room in the world to move around, but for a short trip, I'm certainly comfortable back there. And like I said, I'm 6 feet tall, 250 pounds. And I'm gonna keep repeating that till you put that into your head, put it into perspective, how much space there is inside this 2020 Kia Telluride. Doesn't seem that big as a Chevy Tahoe, but it's certainly way better at managing the space inside the car. Now allow me to demonstrate the same thing on the 2020 Kia Telluride. All I have to do is press either one of the two buttons. Press right here, it slides forward. I put my foot on the step, my hand on the handle, launch myself forward, and that's it. I'm on the third row. Fairly easy, less steps, and I actually feel better here than the third row of the Chevy Tahoe. Now to get out, if the seat, let me pull this back. So if the seat belt's what's completely locked, all I want to do is just press the button once again and move forward to the side, and I'm done, I'm out. Now let's talk about space on the third row. I'm on the third row of a 2020 Kia Telluride SX. I have the captain chairs right here. The person on the first row is sitting all the way to the back, doesn't go any farther back than that. Then here is a person my size sitting on the second row, and then of course me on the third row. My knees are not even touching the back of the second row. This would be absolutely impossible to achieve on the Chevy Tahoe. Now back here, I'm just fine. I'm not gonna lie and say that I have all the room in the world. I don't. And Kia likes to say that you can see 3 people back here. Well, that would be 3 small people. You cannot see 3 people my size back here. That's just not possible. But back here, I'm fine. So if we're going for a short trip and I have to ride on the third row of a 2020 Kia Telluride, I'll be just fine. My knees are not touching, headroom is okay, and I'm not sitting all the way forward. I'm actually reclining a little bit and I'm comfortable. I have a cup holder and I have a phone charger right here. Just fine. Oh, did I mention the AC vents? And now, as you can see, the space on the behind the third row of a 2020 Kia Telluride is far better than the space behind the third row of a Chevy Tahoe Premier. If you wanted to, you can sit back here just fine. And I'm 6 feet tall, 250 pounds, and I sit somewhat comfortably here. If I wanted to, I can just recline this a little better and it'll be a little more comfortable, but I really don't have to. Also, if you wanted to open this cover right there, there is far better space. It's deeper, it's longer, and you can actually put this cover all the way to the bottom, which you cannot do on the Chevy Tahoe. So with this all the way to the bottom, which I'm not gonna do right now because the cargo cover is right there, you're gonna have way better space behind the third row of a 2020 Kia Telluride compared to the Chevy Tahoe. Now, to wrap it all up, the 2020 Kia Telluride is a far better vehicle because of its space. The main reason why people purchase these two vehicles is because they want to carry people around comfortably and effectively. And certainly the 2020 Kia Telluride gives you a better option for that. The interior is way more versatile. They use the interior space on a smaller car far better than Chevy does on the Chevy Tahoe. And I don't think that the Chevy Tahoe is $20-some thousand better than what the Kia Telluride is. I think the 2020 Kia Telluride is a great value proposition. If you wanted to get an SX Telluride with the Prestige package and the tow package together, you wouldn't even be looking at $49,000. The highest sticker price that I saw in one of those was $48,855. That was with both the Prestige package and tow package. So if I had to choose between one of those two to carry my family around, I think I know which one I'm picking. But remember guys, there is no perfect car, just a perfect car for you, and that's exactly what I'm here to help you with, help you find your perfect car. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you so much.
No, I'll leave it.